know that Samson was not defeated because his hair was cut? Let me show you. The power of Samson was not in the hair. Hear what the scripture said. And she said unto him, this is several times he's lying to Delilah. And remember, Delilah was a wife, not a prostitute. And she said unto him, how can you say I love you when your heart is not with me? You mock me, baby. These 3 times, Sam, you should imagine Delilah talking. Romantic stuff. Delilah was dangerous. Now watch this. Thou hast mocked me these 3 times, and he has not told me where your great power comes from. Maybe some of you don't understand the power of Samson. The power of Samson is simple. He grabbed a whole gate for the city. You know, a city gate is from here to there. He grabbed it, removed it from its hinges, and put it on his shoulder and climbed the mountain. You're not, you see, I can tell I'm talking to just few people that are stuck-ups or dead saints. Climbed on top of a mountain. Please, just go down the mountain. Don't climb. Do you know Samson was so slim? Very slim. If you look at Samson, wind will blow him away. If he had muscles, Delilah would not be convinced by the Philistines. Go and inquire where his power is coming from. It didn't make sense. You look at his body, it didn't make sense. There was a fire, an altar, an economy of fire sponsoring his strength. Let's go. Let's see Delilah. I love thee. I love you. Why do you mock me? 3 times you've been lying to me. And you have not told me where your power comes from. And it came to pass when she praised him daily with her words. Fear women. The moment you hear them talk, fear them. Their great power is not on the body. It's not the legs. That's just means of transport. It's not the breasts. That's baby food. Some of you here, God is giving you a second chance. Notice what the woman said. Watch this. It's only the words. When she praised him daily with her words. Now hear this. Then he told her all his heart. The man was romanced to a level. He was romanced to a level where he said, what can we say here? He said, I'm telling you the whole truth now. 3 times the guy lied. Then she tormented him with words. Babe, what will I do to you? If you love me, just give me your WhatsApp password. I saw this man, he had to put his toe print. And the woman woke up looking for the password, whereas it was the toe. Are you getting it? Then he said, listen, I know you have troubled me with your romantic words. Here it is. There hath not come a razor upon my head, for I have been a Nazarene unto God from my mother's womb. He's saying I've been an offering. If I be shaven, then my strength will go from me, and I shall become weak and be like any other man. Listen to this. Now, I just told you the power of Samson was not in the locks. But he is saying it's in the locks. So who is right, me or Samson? Verse number 18 will prove I'm right. And verse number 19. And Delilah saw that he had told all his heart. He sent and called the lords of the Philistines, the big ones, the big bosses, the generals, saying, come up this once, for he hath shown me all his heart. Aish. Then the Lord of the Philistines came up unto her and brought money in their hand. Delilah loved her husband. Money just came in. Money is a very dangerous person. I always say every person is a potential prostitute. It just takes circumstances to become one. Now the circumstances that Delilah found herself in is the love for her husband and the love for money. And money had more appeal to her than the husband. And also Samson loved the wife too much that there was a problem, because if you look in the preceding verses, you'll find one thing. You'll find a problem. Because every time he lied, Delilah would call the Philistines and test it. And you'd lie again, test it. 3 times he was lying. And Delilah would just prove that she was evil. And she made him sleep upon her knees. The great powerful Samson is on the knees of a woman, caressed there until he went to bed. He slept. He just dozed off. Have you ever been loved that you doze off? And she called for a man, and she caused him to shave off the 7 locks of the head, and Samson lost power. No, that's not what the scripture says. The scriptures don't say that. Scripture says it this way: and caused him to shave off 7 locks of his head. And she began to afflict him. I want you to understand this. What made Samson to lose power was not because the locks had gone. No, the Bible says she called a man, shave off the 7 locks, and she began to annoy him, to abuse him. I'm not going into deep areas of what the abuse was. There is something called an affliction she caused on a man with no locks. So it was the money, number 1. Number 2, the removal of the locks. Number 3, this Anna afflicted him. And his strength went from him because of the affliction, not the shaving of the locks. So what was the kind of abuse that Samson suffered while he was asleep? The scripture says the man was asleep and he was abused while he was asleep. What kind of abuse can you cause a man who is not looking at you? What were you touching? And she said, the Philistines be upon thee, Samson. And he awoke. That means he was afflicted while he's asleep. And he awoke out of the sleep and said, I will go out as the other times before and shake myself. That word shake myself there is the word where we get the word from mane of a lion. You know that hair of a lion? That when it rouses from sleep or somewhere, it shakes the mane. So every time Samson would face his enemies, he would shake his locks, his rasta. What do you shake, brother? I said, what do you shake, sister? When trouble faces you, what do you shake? I'm talking to somebody here who understands there is something that you ought to open up for power to come out of you. What do you shake? When it was Brother Branham, he would feel fire from one hand to the other, and he knew God was dealing with demons. What is the thing that you know God is here? That understand when you are led to execute what God has called you to become, what you can do is you need to find that switch. That every time when you know you are late, you just wake up. He was so late, they grabbed him, took him to the Colosseum. And the Philistines are poking him. He is now blind. He can't see. If you're not careful, what was your gift can kill you. You might have been called as a pastor or an evangelist or a prophet. Your gift is the one that will kill you if you delay. Right now, listen to this. Right now, if I want to go and play professional football, I'm too late. Your time also can come and go.